Why the name Harts?
You mean other than it's my name? No. Harts. I went through a lot of different names while I was, trying to make it as a photographer. And the reason I ended up going is because, well, a heart means passion. You know, it's a very passionate thing what I do. It is symbolic, very symbolic. But if you notice, a lot of people confuse this. It's not heart. It's actually hearts, meaning plural, because there's a lot of things that I'm passionate about. And it's not just photography, because a lot of things that inspire me aren't just photography based. So I have a lot of passions out there, and Harts is the name that I went with that can show the symbolism in the things that I love and that I'm passionate about.
So, why photography?
It definitely wasn't my first choice. It wasn't even my second choice. Actually, I wanted to be an interior designer. So at first I wanted to be a graphic designer, then I wanted to be an interior designer. And photography wasn't on the list at all. Now, in school, I was friends with a guy named Frank. And Frank and I, we literally were on the same page in everything. And I'll never forget when the school gave us cameras, but it was for our digital media, which are graphic design. And it was a little Nikon Coolpix, so it wasn't even a SLR camera, it wasn't a professional camera, but it was this little Nikon, and we thought we were crazy cool. You know, we would walk around and take pictures of everything. I even tried to take pictures of one of my teachers, Luba, and the pictures came out cool, but they weren't great. And I had a teacher named Alexi, and Alexi Taylor literally criticized the pictures to death. And I did not like that. I didn't like taking criticism. I was really good at graphic design. I was awesome at Photoshop. But it was something magical when I would take a picture that I took and put it into Photoshop and worked on it. And that was the first understanding of what I can do with a picture. Now, it's in my genetics also. I mean, my dad was a photographer. My mom was really into it as well, but it wasn't something where well, actually, my dad did do it as a profession. I don't know my dad much. But what ended up happening was I wanted to be better. And that pushed me to try and be better. And I worked with Alexi, who became my mentor for a while. And just kind of fell in love with it. I fell in love with photography. Fell in love with capturing people. Because I'm already a people person. I love talking to people. But capturing that moment. And then doing what I love, which is graphic design. I combined the two. And it just became natural. So photography became my number one passion. Easily.
What is HartBass? How did it come to be?
That's a pretty interesting story. You know, there's one thing that I've noticed that a lot of people do every season, every holiday, and that's they go to places like, like Target and Sears, Owen Mills, you know, places like that where you do a portrait with a family, or you do a portrait for yourself, and all you're really doing is kind of just standing there very stiff, posing, you know, things like that, and it sucks, because if you look at a magazine, you will never find pictures like that. Never. It's just never gonna happen. So I remember one day I was walking down, and I was going to the mall, and they have a Target inside the mall. And outside of the Target, they just started introducing the portraits, and the family portraits or the kid portraits at Target. And I laughed because it's silly to have to get all dressed up, wear a little tie and suit, run over to this place. And right when I laughed, over to the left-hand side was a newsstand, and it kind of connected. I saw the newsstand, I saw the magazines, I saw Target, and I was like, why can't people just get pictures like that are on the magazines, but for themselves or for their family? You know, it didn't comprehend as this is going to be my business, this is what I'm going to do. But it was kind of like a light bulb. And I ran home with the idea, and I sat down and I thought about it. And the first step with HartBass was inside of a studio. We shot inside of a studio. It was all white room and things like that. The picture started to become a little similar. You know, it was high fashion. It was different, but it was starting to look the same every single shot. So now, if you take a look at our work, it's all outside. Every single picture has a different emotion. Every single picture has a different mood. And every single picture, it's everyday people. So we're taking the concept that you remember of being a kid and having to go take your little pictures, and now doing what you see in magazines. And I mean, that's just how it came to be.
So, can you photograph just anyone?
Yeah, we shoot every single person out there, literally. You could be huge, you can be, you know, tiny. You can be petite, you can be average size, muscular. It doesn't matter, because the whole point about what we do is that we're willing to shoot anyone and give them that experience. That experience that I keep talking about. It's so important that somebody feels amazing by the time the shoot is done, and then even more amazing when they see the images. So yeah, we'll shoot anyone. Yeah, anyone.
So why do you need a crew?
That's question's a little, I don't know, why do I need my arm? You know, why does a store need associates? You know, it's to make everything work properly, to be able to do everything and cover all grounds. You know, and that's how it started off. It was really just to make sure that we had the technical aspect down packed, to make sure that all the pictures came out perfect, with lighting or with wardrobe and makeup and anything along those lines. I need a crew for that. But what ended up happening was the crew became so essential to the way that the company feels that they sort of became family. You know, I can't say that I can do a picture without the crew, because they have such an impact on the model themselves. You know, the people that are coming to do the shoots, our clients, feel so comfortable because the crew makes them feel comfortable. Yeah, I make people feel comfortable, but the truth is, the crew has such a vibe that it kind of warms the connection between HartBass and the model, and that's why I need the crew. Not just the technical, but more about the feeling, the vibe. And I think we're doing really good.
What to you is the perfect picture?
That's a question and a half there. The perfect picture. I don't think there really is one that can be perfect. What I look for in a picture for it to feel complete, I mean, that could be a different question. It needs to be able to tell a story. It needs to have a little bit of emotion behind it. And when you see me direct, you'll see that I'm a little demanding with it, because we've done a lot of research. We found out what the people are into. We try to tell that story with every single shot. And that's really what it's about. I mean, that's the perfect picture to me. A picture that tells a story and tells a lot of emotion. That's about it.
What or who inspires you?
Well, let's get the cheesy stuff out the way. Family inspires me. I think family should inspire everybody. You know, my wife's a great example of that. She really takes me and pushes me to stay on top of what I do. If I'm having a hard time or an artistic block, she'll push me to keep on trying and outdo what I did last. I mean, that's really key. And she's also an artist, so it's nice to have an artist that's on the same page as me. Now, she's also our makeup artist, but I'm talking, she actually draws, so that's pretty cool. I also look at a lot of comic books. I'm a big comic book collector. I love reading comic books. I love escaping reality for a little while and read the comic books. I have two artists that I really follow, and one of them is Scotty Young. Scotty Young just takes a picture and throws it above and beyond what normal people would draw. And I try to do that with every single one of my pictures. And then there's Joe Madura. Joe Madura has a lot of depth in his pictures, which I try to use a lot of my photography as well. And I take my photography and literally think of it as a frame inside of a comic book, and that's always really good. Big inspirations there. I also listen to a lot of music, so there's a lot of times when I'm editing that I'll just throw on a song, because every song has a different emotion, and I'll use that vibe with pictures. So what inspires me? Everything inspires me. When you're an artist, everything inspires you, and it's not an easy question to answer.
So I actually read somewhere that you were diagnosed with MS. Do you find that affects your work?
Yeah, it does. It I have MS. MS doesn't have me, and I'm never gonna allow a body or physical condition to take me away from my passion. I'm never gonna stop photography unless I'm blind, because it's something that I truly love. And even more, I love the reactions I get from people when they see, the work. And does my MS affect me? Yeah, it hurts. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm out there and I'm moving around so much. I need to get the pictures. Standing up, getting on the floor, sitting down. Yeah, my MS puts me through strain, but it's all worth it at the end when I'm sitting down and I'm editing the pictures, and I'm thrilled to see that I got the emotion that I was trying to get. And again, I have it. It just doesn't have me, and that's all I can say.
So what's next for HartBass?
It's actually really exciting. We've been talking about it a lot within the company and trying to figure out what the next step is. And it's kind of simple what's going to happen. And it was, I think we just sat down and one day decided, hey, why aren't we everywhere? And that's the next step. We're going to franchise. We're going to literally go to every single place and have people shooting the HartBass style in every single city. That's our goal. Why wouldn't someone want to shoot that's in San Diego, or San Francisco or Florida, London, right, where you're from. It's just, it's just the common sense next step. We're gonna be everywhere. I'm not even talking about the modeling agency, HartBass Models, which is the direct step, is something actually we're working on next week. But I'm talking the bigger picture here. HartBass is going to be everywhere. Everywhere.